You can see that I've got a pretty good start carving this 10-inch clock plate. Before I show you step by step how to carve this pattern, I'd like to explain to you a little bit about some of the terminology we use in chip carving that will describe this type of carving. Let me show you a different example. In this carving, when we carve away the design, that's referred to as negative chip carving. We carve out the design itself. So here, this interlocking heart pattern, I've carved out the hearts themselves. From this point on, though, what I did was I carved out the background to leave the hearts standing proud of the surface. This is called a positive image chip carving, where you carve out the background and leave your image proud on the surface. So this is negative, where you carve away the pattern. This is positive image chip carving, where you carve away the background. Often when carving patterns like shown on this jewelry box, if there are leaves that show up in your design, you can carve them in a positive image fashion. Carve away the background, and it makes the leaves jump to the surface of your carving, as you can see as I have the light shining off this design right here. So carving away the background is called positive image chip carving. You'll see it in the middle here in this rosette as well. I've carved out the background, and it leaves this proud on the surface as a positive image. Now let's look at the clock plate that I'm going to show you how to carve today. This is a 10-inch clock plate. You can get it. It's available in the My Chip Carving store. And I've laid out on here a Celtic Knot font pattern created using the Celtic Knot font. What I've done so far is I have carved out the background in a positive image style all the way around. So you can see the knot work is up on the surface. It makes the knot work jump up to the surface of your chip carving when I carve out the background. I've got about 3/4 of it done. I'm going to show you how to do the rest of it. I'm going to use my modified chip carving knife. I'm using this knife because there are many small rectangular chips, and this modified knife reaches the bottom of these chips very nicely. I'm going to pick up where I left off. Sometimes it's a little hard to tell. I'll look for the cuts that I've already made. I've made one right in here. So my next cut will be right along here. I'm going to continue it across here, and there's the depth on my cut. I've already made this cut along here, deep, shallow, deep, and around the corner down to here. Next, I'll finish this cut, which I already started here, come across here, it's shallow, and then right from here to here is the deep part of that chip. And I'll finish it as I start on the bottom and come straight up. Now here's where your modified knife comes in very handy. I'll make this corner and the chip pops out. If you need to do a little touch up, maybe to straighten up an edge, just go back in with the same technique. Okay, if any pieces are left in the bottom, don't gouge them out. Go back using the same position with your knife as you did before. There's no set pattern for how you approach this design. Just go one at a time, keeping in mind you're carving out the background. If you need to shade these in with your pencil so you remember which part you're taking out, go ahead and do it. Here's the shallow part, there's the deep part again, and to make this corner, raise the handle of your knife, make the turn, and come on down to the end. Okay, just made that cut. Now I can make this cut starting right here. There's some depth, shallow, and deep again. This chip should be loose. It's still hung up a little bit, so I'm going to go back in with my knife in the same position, right there. We'll try it once again till it comes loose. Okay, pops right out. You can take out these shallow parts as you work your way along. You don't need much depth at all as you take those out. I'll do this one right here now. You make these corners, raise up the handle, back of your handle of your knife, make the corner. This is very shallow here, and now there is the depth you want to achieve with your knife. Okay, I can finish this one. Here's a pointer as you're carving a design like this. Remember, we're trying to show that these are interlocking pieces here. So as I carve here, remember, this should be in line with this cut here. And when I make this cut, it should be in line with this one and this one here, so that I have nice straight lines forming that illusion that we're creating with our wood, that these are interlocking one after another after another. You'll get it once you get started. To finish this chip here, I'm going to start way up here because this is a continuous cut. Plunge your knife down in, shallow, get your depth and make the corner, and come on down. You can finish that one by starting over here and working our way across. Okay, it's hung up just a little bit. I'm going to try right there. And it pops right out. Any cleanup, go ahead and do that on the bottom of your chip pattern. I've got this cut done on that side of that chip, so I'm going to start right here. The same principles apply. Try to carve away from your previous chips as you work your way around. Here you can see the finished clock plate with this Celtic knot pattern. It almost has a leathery look to it now that I've stained it and finished it. You can see now as I carved a positive image, meaning carving the background away, the knot work jumps to the surface with that dark background in there. All these products are available at the My Chip Carving store, so go to mychipcarving.com. You'll find it there, and email me if there's anything I can help you with. Good luck with your carving.